Hey guys, welcome to another class about vice royalty. We already analyzed castas that were the social part. We already analyzed the political division, the viceroy, the governors, and all that. And now we're going to focus on the economic activities. There were four main economic activities: agriculture, cattle raising, commerce, and mining. And we're going to talk about them. The first one is agriculture. Remember that every Mesoamerican culture was very focused on agriculture. It was a very important activity. Well, during viceroyalty, it continued to be a super important activity, but it changed a lot with all the technology that Europeans brought. For example, they brought palas, molinos, arado, this technology that had the horses that were brought by Spaniards pulling things and combing the earth, making lines so they could start planting seeds. That is arado. So there were many different technologies in agriculture and also many different products brought from Europe. For example, did you know that caña de azúcar, what we know today as caña de azúcar, the ones that when you drink ponche navideño, there's the caña de azúcar, was brought to our territory by Hernán Cortés? It was a very expensive product. And out of that caña de azúcar, you can take out something called piloncillo. Have you seen it? You have a picture here in this slide, and it looks like a cone, sort of, and it's full of sugar. But it's sugar that is not processed, so it makes it a little bit healthier. And is very commonly used for Mexican desserts. For example, dulce de calabaza, dulce de camote, this kind of juicy desserts that have fruit inside. Well, piloncillo is very popular with those. So the next activity would be mining. Mining was about obtaining the precious metals, for example, silver and gold, from the Mexican territory, from the mines. That was one of the main objectives of the conquest. This activity became super important in New Spain. It was not important in Mesoamerica's time, but it was super important now. And obviously the owners were the Spaniards and the criollos. The indigenous people were the ones that worked inside the mine but were not the owners. The other activity, very important one, is cattle raising. Well, different animals were brought from Europe. For example, cows, pigs, hens, and also horses. And horses transformed the culture a lot because they were used not only to transport but to work and to ride, so everything changed. And last but not least, commerce. The commerce in New Spain was a very important and a very popular activity. The products that were made in New Spain were sold inside the territory. And the places where they used to be sold were the tianguis and mercaditos. Have you seen one of those? They exist until today. Instead of going to HB or Soriana, you go to a mercadito or a tianguis, and then you buy fresh products. This is the image on how they used to be, and they are pretty similar. For exporting products to other parts of the world, obviously they used the boats, ergo they used the sea. And there were two main ports. One was Veracruz, that is next to Golfo de Mexico, and the other one was Acapulco, that is Guerrero, that is in the Pacific Ocean. So all the products that were going to go to Spain left from Veracruz. and all the products that were going to go to Asia left from Acapulco. The commerce was a very important activity, and it became so important that at some point the King of Spain had to found something called Consulado de Comerciantes de Ciudad de Mexico. And this was an institution that supervised everything regarding importing and exporting products. What does it mean? When you export something, you produce it here in your country and you send it to another country. And when you import something, is that you buy something from other country and bring it back to you. So, well, this is everything you need to know about the economic activities during the Viceroyalty, and I hope you enjoyed this topic as much as I do. Thank you.